What's the crack, everyone? It's Ollie from B2B Sports here. England lose the second test match against India by 106 runs in Vizag. It was completely and utterly ridiculous, bizarre, strange test match, as they usually are with Bazball. Before we get into it, if you could give this video and my channel a like and a subscribe, it really means a lot. It keeps me motivated to keep producing some more sports content. And yeah, you'd be an absolute bunch of legends if you could do that for me. On to the sport now. India set a huge total in the first innings. Although it wasn't all as it seemed for India, Bazball hit a huge double ton in the first innings. But other than that, there wasn't a lot to write home about. The outfield is very quick here. The ball seemed to fly off the bat and skid along the surface very, very quickly for fours, and the short distance between the bat and the boundary rope meant that there could be some huge scores on display. It was then England's turn to bat. Zach Crawley got England off to a good start, but again, some of the key components in this England batting lineup failed to deliver. Root again looked unusual. Bairstow struggled. Stokes showed some promise but fell short of a half century, but England stumbled their way to a mid-200 score, instantly putting themselves on the back foot yet again in this test series. I think it's got to be mentioned that Bumrah is a world-class bowler. Some of the deliveries were absolutely unplayable, especially that one to Ollie Pope that had the stumps like Skittles. I think he took a sixfer in that first innings. I've always been intrigued by Bumrah. You know, his run-up is very unusual for a quick bowler. His run-up really isn't a run-up. He walks to the crease and generates so much power in the last few strides before his release. His action comes in at an awkward angle, creating tricky conditions for the batter. He can swing the ball, he can produce a wicked, slower ball. The Yorkers are out of this world, and he can cut the ball both ways. In these conditions, when he can hit a crack in the wicket, it almost makes it unplayable. So in the first innings, although England's key players were somewhat disappointing, you can't take anything away from Bumrah and his magic powers in that first innings. From one quick bowler to another, Jimmy Anderson does it again. An unbelievable delivery to Rohit Sharma in the second innings. Rolling back the years, he almost looks as good as ever, old Jimmy. Although I'm not sure about that highlighted bit of hair that he's got at the minute. He's real close now to breaking 700 wickets and chasing down the legendary Shane Warne's total. An absolutely unbelievable cricketer, and he probably should go down as one of England's greatest ever athletes. England's young spinners, Hartley and Rehan, did a really good job as well in that second innings. Only Gill hit a big score for India, and England kept them to just below 400, which would have been a record in India, by the way. And this is the thing, Bazball has got everyone talking, and it's even got people believing that England can chase down 390 odd, something absolutely unheard of in India. Crawley and Duckett got off to a good start again. How many times have they got England going and got to a 50 partnership with no wicket? I mean, gone were the days of Dom Sibley and Rory Burns. You wouldn't even see England get past 20 without losing a wicket. Remarkable stuff, how quickly they've changed the game with their batting, their aggressiveness and ability to score runs quickly. Duckett quickly lost his wicket, and in came the new Nighthawk, Rehan Ahmed. He did well to see out the day and score some quick runs and hit a few about in the early part of day 4 as well. I think we need to talk about Joe Root's unusual innings. I think he scored 16 off 10 and looked to really come out being aggressive. A little bit too aggressive though. I know he's nursing that finger injury, but he looked like a completely different player. And England's best player of spin just completely slogged. And it was unusual to see, to be honest. It's very strange from him. And he dinked one right up in the air, and that was that. Johnny Bairstow has been a bit disappointing this series so far. He hasn't managed to create a big score for himself, and again he lost his wicket pretty cheaply. Another strange dismissal was the Stokes run out. The sports world was giving him praise for that incredible catch that he made over the top of his shoulder, but he just didn't seem to want to run to get into the crease before it was too late. An incredible direct hit from the Indian fielder, and it was just a cheap wicket to give away really. The lower order showed some fight, but that was that. England still hit an impressive 290 in the end. In these conditions in India, to hit close to 300 in the fourth innings is pretty good going, to be honest. And Bazball again had people believing that England could chase close to 400. Insane stuff. There you have it. India win the test, and it's 1-1 in the series. The series is well and truly alive. It's an enthralling series at that, and roll on the next one. India obviously missing a few key players. Kohli still to come back into the side, whether Brook is ready to join the squad as well. It's shaping up to be a great test series. Shout out to Ben Foakes too. I think he's an incredible wicket keeper. I think he's really changed the game for England this series. And no offence to Johnny Bairstow, but I think if Bairstow was behind the stumps, I don't think there's many occasions where we would have been able to completely bowl India out or to keep the game within reach anyway. Some of the low catches that Ben Foakes took were remarkable. His athleticism and his quickness has kept England in this. Shout out Ben Foakes. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on that second test. Who's winning the series, because I can't call it at this rate. But yeah, cheers for watching and listening everyone, and roll on the third test. Peace out.